The human brain is an incredibly complex and fascinating organ. It is composed of billions of neurons, each forming thousands of connections, creating a vast network of communication. It's the command center of our bodies, responsible for everything we think, feel, and do. Every thought, emotion, and action originates from this intricate organ. Understanding its structure and function is crucial for appreciating the wonders of human cognition and behavior. The brain is divided into various regions, each with specialized functions, working in harmony to create our conscious experience. From the simplest of movements to the most complex thoughts, the brain is constantly at work, shaping our experiences and interactions with the world. It processes sensory information, coordinates motor functions, and enables us to think, learn, and remember. Imagine the brain as a vast, intricate network of interconnected pathways. These pathways are formed by neurons communicating through electrical and chemical signals, creating a dynamic system of information flow. This network allows different parts of the brain to communicate with each other, enabling us to perform a wide range of tasks. The seamless integration of these pathways is what allows us to function effectively in our daily lives. Whether we're reading a book, having a conversation, or simply taking a walk, our brains are constantly processing information and generating responses. This continuous activity is what makes us capable of complex thought and interaction. The brain's ability to adapt and change throughout our lives, known as neuroplasticity, further adds to its complexity and resilience. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, enabling us to adapt to new situations and learn new information. This remarkable capacity for change allows us to learn new skills, form memories, and recover from injuries. It is this adaptability that underlies our ability to grow and develop throughout our lives, making the brain not just a static organ but a dynamic and ever-evolving entity. The cerebrum, the largest part of the brain, is a marvel of biological engineering. It is responsible for our higher-level cognitive functions, which are essential for our daily lives and complex thought processes. These functions include thinking, learning, memory, language, and sensory perception. Each of these abilities allows us to interact with the world in meaningful ways. The cerebrum's wrinkled surface, known as the cerebral cortex, is divided into 4 distinct lobes. Each lobe specializes in different functions, contributing to the brain's overall efficiency. These lobes work in harmony to process information and generate appropriate responses, ensuring that our actions are well coordinated and purposeful. The frontal lobe, located at the front of the brain, is responsible for planning, decision-making, and voluntary movement. It is the command center for our actions and behaviors. This lobe plays a crucial role in shaping our personality and social behavior, influencing how we interact with others and perceive ourselves. The parietal lobe, situated behind the frontal lobe, processes sensory information from the body, such as touch, temperature, and pain. It acts as the brain's sensory hub. Additionally, the parietal lobe helps us understand spatial relationships and navigate our surroundings, allowing us to move through the world with ease and precision. The temporal lobe, located on the sides of the brain, is involved in hearing, memory, and language comprehension. It is essential for processing auditory information and forming memories. This lobe is also responsible for recognizing faces and objects, enabling us to identify and remember the people and things around us. Lastly, the occipital lobe, at the back of the brain, processes visual information from the eyes. It is the brain's visual processing center, allowing us to interpret and understand the images we see. Together, these lobes form a complex network that enables us to think, feel, and act. The cerebrum is truly the seat of thought and action, orchestrating every aspect of our conscious experience. The cerebrum is divided into 2 hemispheres, the left and right, connected by a thick band of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. While the 2 hemispheres work together, they have specialized functions. The left hemisphere is typically dominant in language, logic, and analytical thinking. In contrast, the right hemisphere excels in creativity, spatial awareness, and emotional processing. This lateralization of function doesn't mean we use one hemisphere at a time. Instead, both hemispheres constantly communicate and collaborate to perform various tasks. For example, while reading a book, the left hemisphere decodes the words and sentences, while the right hemisphere comprehends the story's emotional tone and imagery. This intricate interplay between the two hemispheres allows us to experience the world in a rich and multifaceted way. Section 4. The frontal lobe. Orchestrating our actions and thoughts. The frontal lobe, the largest of the four cerebral lobes, plays a pivotal role in our higher cognitive functions. It is located at the front of the brain, right behind the forehead, and is involved in a wide range of activities that are essential for our daily lives. It's often referred to as the executive center of the brain, responsible for planning, organizing, and executing complex tasks. This means that whenever we engage in activities that require strategic thinking, problem-solving, or multitasking, our frontal lobe is hard at work. This lobe is crucial for our working memory, allowing us to hold and manipulate information in our minds. Working memory is like a mental workspace where we can temporarily store and manage information needed to carry out cognitive tasks, such as learning, reasoning, and comprehension. Imagine you're planning a trip. This seemingly simple task actually involves a series of complex cognitive processes. Your frontal lobe would be heavily involved in researching destinations, comparing flight options, making bookings, and packing your bags. Each of these steps requires careful consideration and decision-making, which are orchestrated by the frontal lobe. It helps you weigh the pros and cons of different choices, make decisions based on your goals, and adjust your plans as needed. This ability to evaluate options and make informed decisions is a key function of the frontal lobe. Beyond planning, the frontal lobe also plays a crucial role in inhibiting inappropriate behavior, regulating emotions, and forming our personalities. It helps us control our impulses and behave in socially acceptable ways, which is essential for maintaining relationships and functioning in society. Damage to this area can lead to significant changes in personality, impulsivity, and difficulty with planning and decision-making. Such damage can result from traumatic brain injuries, strokes, or neurological diseases, and can profoundly impact a person's ability to function in daily life. Understanding the role of the frontal lobe helps us appreciate the complexity of our brain and the importance of protecting it. Section 5. The parietal lobe, our sensory integration center. Situated behind the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe acts as our brain's sensory integration center. It receives information from various sensory organs, including touch, temperature, pain, pressure, and spatial awareness. This lobe helps us understand our body's position in space, known as proprioception, allowing us to move gracefully and coordinate our actions. Imagine reaching for a cup of coffee. Your parietal lobe processes the sensations of the cup's texture, temperature, and weight, allowing you to grasp it firmly without dropping it. It also helps you determine the cup's location in relation to your hand and body, ensuring a smooth and coordinated movement. Beyond sensory processing, the parietal lobe contributes to our understanding of language, particularly in reading and writing. Section 6. The temporal lobe memory, language, and auditory processing. Located on the sides of the brain, the temporal lobe plays a crucial role in processing auditory information, language comprehension, and memory formation. It houses the hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure vital for forming new memories and retaining them. The temporal lobe also contains the amygdala, an almond-shaped structure involved in processing emotions, particularly fear and aggression. When you listen to music, your temporal lobe processes the sounds, recognizing melodies, rhythms, and harmonies. It also helps you understand the lyrics and connect the music to your emotions and memories. The temporal lobe's role in language comprehension is equally crucial and significant. It helps us understand the meaning of words, sentences, and stories, allowing us to communicate effectively and engage in meaningful conversations. Section 7. The occipital lobe, the visual mastermind. Located at the back of the brain, the occipital lobe is our visual processing center. It receives visual information from the eyes and interprets it, allowing us to perceive shapes, colors, movements, and spatial relationships. Different areas within the occipital lobe specialize in processing specific visual features, such as edges, orientations, and colors. Imagine looking at a beautiful sunset. Your occipital lobe receives the light signals from your eyes and processes them, allowing you to perceive the vibrant colors, the sun's shape, and the cloud's movement. It also helps you recognize familiar objects, such as trees, birds, and buildings in the scene. Damage to the occipital lobe can lead to various visual impairments, including blindness, difficulty recognizing objects, and problems with spatial awareness.